The struggling Raiders just needed to keep in mind that winning is like riding a bicycle.
Carr lets it fly deep downfield. Caught! Look out!
Derek Carr took the training wheels off and threw for 4 touchdowns.
All the way is Andre Holm, 77 yards.
Wiley veteran Phillip Rivers was more than a match for the Oakland rookie.
Going long, Eddie Royal to the end zone. Got it! Touchdown! San Diego!
Rivers and Carr waged an aerial duel during a game in which the lead changed hands 3 times. Oakland lived by the pass and ultimately died by the pass.
The Raiders trying to win for the first time this year. Carr back. Carr lofting it deep with a push on the near side. Barrett leaping. Got it! Jason Barrett took it away! The Chargers are going to win!
It ain't pretty, but it's another win.
Have a little pride in what you do today. It's going to be rainy. It's going to be wet.
Huh?
That's what we do. When you was kids, you played in the rain and the mud, baby.
Like it is.
So get your uniform dirty a little bit.
A little bit.
Pick it up. Rub it on your uniform. And let's have fun out there today. It's that man again! It's that man again!
Woodson must have been drinking from the fountain of youth before this game. He's had a good night tonight.
Charles Woodson became the first player in NFL history to record 50 interceptions and 20 sacks in a career.
Hey, we made a little history right there.
Congratulations, brother.
That's what it takes, 20 sacks.
Yeah?
Yeah, we made a little history. We made a little history right there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? With my brothers, baby.
The NFL's worst rushing attack shocked the Chiefs. Kansas City yielded 179 yards on the ground, including 112 to Latavius Murray.
Touchdown! Raiders!
There's a shallow. That's the receiver. That's the Jamal right there. Yeah, that's the receiver. Yeah, they're trying to leak him out.
In the second half, the Chiefs turned a 17-3 deficit into a 20-17 lead.
Fires it late, circle pattern, Charles, 25-20. Fierce to the right, 15, inside the 10, inside the 5, touchdown!
The back checked out. I hit him, boom, slipped. He ran right in front of the quarterback.
For the first time in 368 days, the Raiders earned a victory.
James Jones! Wide open! The Raiders at last have won a football game!
Yeah!
Oakland, California. Battle for the Bay. Just the 13th time in the regular season, the Raiders and 49ers meet as we welcome you to the NFL on Fox. Along with Rondé Barber, I'm Chris Myers. San Francisco with a 7-5 record. Still a shot at the playoffs, Rondé, but it feels a lot worse.
Well, it feels worse because they put themselves in a situation where the remaining 4 games matter. They have to win, and it starts here in Oakland today.
And it starts with their quarterback, Colin Kaepernick, having to play better. Head coach Jim Harbaugh defending him this week after one of his more miserable career performances on Thanksgiving against Seattle. And there's Derek Carr. The Raiders feel they have the young quarterback to build around, the second rounder out of Fresno State who's played every game. Bruce Ellington active and back to return. The Raiders won the toss and defer. And driving it through the end zone, Sebastian Janikowski. Colin Kaepernick, whose 15 touchdown passes, Rondé, all have come from outside the pocket this year. He has not run the ball well recently himself. In the first few games of the season, he was successful moving on the ground.
Well, they've clearly changed the emphasis of this offense, trying to keep him in the pocket earlier in the season to mixed results, really. And last week, he had one of his most miserable performances. He'll have to improve on that mightily today. It's going to be a rough environment. We'll see if he gets it done.
On first down, Kaepernick with time, running, pointing, And throwing. And it's intercepted. Brandon Ross on a floated pass. The Raiders with a takeaway.
This Raiders defense, only its 9th turnover on the season and on the first play of the game. Now Colin Kaepernick, you see him, play is set up to get out of his hands quickly. He had his fullback in the flat there, but he's always been an improviser and trying to get this ball downfield. Ill-advised, turnover on the first play of the game. And if you're the Oakland Raiders, that's exactly the start that you wanted.
He leads all rookie quarterbacks in the NFL in that department this season.
And you and I agree, Chris, that this kid is a professional already. You listen to him talk in his meeting, his manner in which he approaches his job. It's exactly what the Raiders need.
Latavius Murray is active. We expect to see a lot of him today in the backfield as well as Carr looks and is on the run. And the rookie is in 49er territory and reaches near a first down run from Carr. Inside the 40 of San Francisco, pass is caught. Marcel Reese with another Raider first down. The fullback slash halfback who does a lot of things well for this Raider team. As we check the lineup, James Jones, the former Packer, leads the team in catches with 60, and he is often the go-to guy for out. And 49er fans watching that Seahawk-Eagle game closely. Joe will keep us updated with Kurt Menefee. Also Arizona playing at home against Kansas City. Latavius Murray, first down, 49er territory.
You get a glimpse of what they see in this kid, and he's their big play threat. He only came in with 14 carries, but watch him stick his foot in the ground right there and get vertical. That lane is huge. He has some cutback ability, has big, strong legs. There's a reason why this guy is going to see a lot of carries today for the Raiders.
Had a 90-yard run in that win, the only win for the Raiders this year, where they knocked off Kansas City. It's the end of the opening quarter here in Oakland. Raiders score first. Kaepernick a touchdown toss. San Francisco leads 7-3, but the Raiders are on the move. The call on Marcel Reese. The rookie Derek Carr has been very careful, sacked only 15 times. And people remember David Carr, his brother, who was brought into the league and sacked repeatedly. Has almost, according to the coaching staff, gotten rid of the ball too quickly at times, which you don't hear very often.
180! What's it?
On 1st and 15, Murray knocked down.
Well, it's because he's overly cautious. You know, he's got a good relationship with his brother. Well, here's the rivalry.
Okay.
Saw the personal foul earlier. No love lost. But getting back to David Carr and your mention, you know, offensive coordinator Greg Olson told us that, yes, he has some things to learn as a quarterback.
This is what we saw moments ago. Continue on Carr.
Get back to him after the snap.
We have a timeout.
First charge timeout, Oakland.
We'll talk more about the future of the Raiders quarterback Derek Carr in a moment.
Be protection sound. And if there's one thing that this young kid does well is understand protections. Now, Greg Olson, the offensive coordinator, says that's all well and good, but he has to learn to not get rid of the ball quick when there's pressure there. He's such a good athlete, but he's got a long way to go still before he gets to that elite level.
On 3rd and 9 from the pocket, shows off the arm and hits for the first down. Vincent Brown.
Well, he must have been listening to Greg Olson last night, because he stood there solidly in that pocket, delivered this ball. The protection was there, and this is what people love about him. He's got a real strong live arm. He delivers strikes to his receivers when they're open. That was a nice executed throw and catch there.
There is Greg Olson, the fine offensive coordinator, had a 20-yard completion. The rookie records that Carr broke, that of Tom Flores back in 1960. The team mark, and of course Tom Flores, part of the radio broadcast team. There he is. Fakes, fires, and complete. That's Rivera.
Love the way they're calling this game right now for this kid. There's purpose in the play calling. You see the play fake trying to draw up the underneath coverage of the 49ers, and then he just delivers a strike there again to Michael Rivera. I'm telling you, Chris, this arm, you get some talent around this kid. This could be the emergence of something good back in Oakland.
Finally, a young quarterback to build around. Bryce Butler checks in at receiver after a pickup of 19. First and goal, Raiders. Murray, the running back. Carr floats it for the end zone. There's contact. Incomplete. Chris Culliver working on Butler, who had just checked in, and no flag.
Good no flag. There's no indication by Culliver here or no action by Culliver to prevent him from going up and making that catch. But the ball was delivered perfectly. Bryce Butler had it in his hands. That could have been a really nice catch for a touchdown.
One of the angular receivers, Cox the other. 180! What's it? Carr throws low, but in the end zone. Matt McCants make that Donald Penn, the extra lineman, with a touchdown catch.
Donald Penn starting left tackle for the Oakland Raiders, and I said they were #1 in the red zone. Well, if you got 290 or 300-pound offensive tackles catching balls, you know you've got some creativity down there.
They've been using an extra lineman this entire drive. This is a tackle-eligible play.
You see Donald Penn right there, and I happen to play with Donald Penn in Tampa for a number of years. I think this might be his 3rd or 4th touchdown of his career. He got away with one there. Secondary wasn't looking back on that play. That could have been a bad play. But you talked about Latavius Murray there. I think as I look at him and what Darren McFadden hasn't been able to do this year, he might be looking at the future of running back here in Oakland, and mix that with David Carr, starting to build a nucleus.
On 3rd and 6, from the pocket, complete for a first down to Michael Rivera, who won't go down. Looked like a little confusion in the 49ers secondary pre-snap.
Definitely some confusion there. But what I'm most impressed about is Derek Carr staying in this pocket, buying some time. Obviously, there's no pressure on him. Look how comfortable he is standing in this pocket. We've seen him on film this year want to get out, want to get to his check down, but watch him stand there. Just wait for Michael Rivera to come over and deliver a strike for another first down.
Gain of 18, Murray the back.
180! What's it?
And Murray works hard to get across the 39-yard line. Let's get a game break. Check in on Arizona and KC with Joel Clack.
Can't see who the player was.
Yeah, they didn't give us a number, but you're supposed to be back off that line.
Yeah, there's actually a yellow line behind there that they should be behind. But
see coaches often say, get back. Kaepernick. And incomplete for Stevie Johnson.
Colin Kaepernick's done a good job on this drive, creating some offense by himself. You know, getting him out of the pocket and moving is where he's dangerous. Stevie Johnson had a chance to make a big catch there and can't come down with it.
Kaepernick is much more comfortable throwing on the run, on the move, as you said, out of the pocket. But the Raider rush has been on. They've been able to put pressure. He's 9 out of 15, just over 100 yards with a touchdown and a pick. 17 seconds remaining on 3rd down and 10. From the pocket, straight ahead, Kaepernick inside the 35 and goes down. The clock ticking, at a timeout quickly used, San Francisco's last.
Well, that's how he extends plays, and Oakland told us that this is the one thing that Colin Kaepernick, head coach Tony Sparano, told us. You know, we're trying to get a culture change. Well, you know who also wants a culture change is this quarterback. He said he goes and grabs the young guys. He goes and grabs his Khalil Mack. He goes and grabs Gabe Jackson, TJ Carey, all these young guys. He said, we're going to start the culture change. We're going to do it. And he got some great veterans on this team for sure. But the young guys are the future of this team. And we're seeing some of these emerging guys today.
And whoever takes the Raiders' job next will have a terrific quarterback to build around.
I said David. You know I meant Derek.
David is his brother watching. And a delay again.
delay of game, offense, 5-yard penalty, second down.
It means a lot to him. You can tell. Look at the intensity. He's trying to talk to his center, Wisniewski. Give me the ball. Give me the ball. Delay of game penalty was not what you wanted right there. They have some momentum.
Now it's 2nd and 13. It quieted the crowd. And again, this crowd, a lot of 49er fans here, along with the Raider faithful. Carr with a quick pass. That's Reese again. He has the touchdown catch that put Oakland ahead. And earlier, Donald Penn had a touchdown grab, and that'll bring an end to the third quarter. A quarter in which each offense has marched, but the Raiders get into the end zone. And in the Battle of the Bay, the Raiders, they have the lead, they have the football. You're watching the NFL on Fox from Oakland, California. With Rondé Barber, Chris Myers, our NFL crew, they've been going at it here. The Raiders and 49ers, just the 4th meeting in the regular season here in Oakland, the 13th overall. And Oakland facing a 3rd and 8, leading by 4 to start the 4th quarter. Derek Carr gets rid of it. Wide open is Rivera. He's going to get inside the 49er 30-yard line. And Carr hung in the pocket to deliver that throw to his tight end.
I'm glad you said it, because I'm kind of getting sick of saying it. He's impressing us all, and this underneath defense of the San Francisco 49ers, when they bring pressure, you see Michael Rivera run right by Borland. Will Hoyt is up in the flat on the other side, and Derek Carr finds live for him since he's got that starting job for them.
Drafted in the 3rd round from Wisconsin. On 2nd and goal. Derek Carr, end zone throw. Did he hold that? No. It was low for the tallest receiver, Andre Holmes, at 6'4".
It's almost a great catch there, though, Chris. And Leon McFadden over there in man-to-man coverage. Derek Carr trying to put this on the outside back shoulder throw, and whew, he had it in there. And he just pulled it out there at the last second. That would have been could have been a great catch.
Remember, Chris Colliver injured in the first half and out for the remainder of this game. Pressing McFadden in action. On 3rd down, Carr throws, and he has touchdown number 3 today. Michael Rivera got him down there and got him in.
I would say the Derek Carr, Michael Rivera matchup is a marriage that you would love to watch for a long time here in Oakland.
And Rivera, California guy from Valencia, 2nd-year player from Tennessee, drafted in the 6th round. They said, well, he doesn't block really well, but he can catch a whole lot.
There were some worries that he was getting too many snaps because of some of the injuries at tight end.
You just want to make sure that scoring plays must be confirmed. Ruled a touchdown on the field. Catch made, foot down, controls the ball. He'll take a closer look, but touchdown Raiders on the field. Ruled a touchdown on the field.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
We looked at this. There's no question. Man-to-man. I love that they singled him up out there.
And again, picking on Leon McFadden, who's in for Culliver, who got hurt. Already missing Brock. But Derek Carr, 11 completions in a row, then an incompletion, then this. 3 for 3 in the red zone. 3 touchdowns for the Raiders. You're going to try to make a 47-yard field goal and get to within 8. Phil Dawson with Lee, the holder. He missed it. No good to the left.
Looking more and more, Chris, like David Carr, the Oakland Raiders, are going to come away with a victory in this rivalry. They need a drive now. That missed field goal. Wow. I know one thing. They need somebody that can embrace this Raider Nation, bring a face back to this team, because it's a shame when an organization with the history that the Raiders have been in a funk for as long as they have.
Well, they've tried a lot of different veteran quarterbacks. You know, they went the young coach route with Lane Kiffin and Dennis Allen. That didn't work. They have a young quarterback to build around. We saw the performance of Carr today, and will they go with an established coach, someone maybe a Mike Holmgren, whether it's Harbaugh or Gruden? Will they go? David Shaw's name has come up at Stanford.
Yeah.
Not sure if he's interested or not. These are things you hear as to what the Raiders will do next. Meanwhile, Sparano has to get them through their remaining games at Kansas City, home with the Bills, and then at the Broncos. After this game and a little bit of a celebration, Tony wasn't ready for that. The OT presented by Lowe's coming up, and then we're going to take you to Philadelphia for the Seahawks and the Eagles in the conclusion of that game. Carr is going to keep and sit down. A classy move on the part of the Raiders, not rubbing it in this Bay Area rivalry. A 24-13 Raider advantage.
Oh, the questions have to arise now about San Francisco. Their quarterback, how he handled the media this week was... Hey, Chris,
that's a little unusual, though.
It was unlike him, but very unprofessional, and he may have been hiding behind some of the poor play, and he may have been internalizing a lot of the issues on this football team. But when you do that, and I said it at the very beginning of the show, you come out and have a game like San Francisco did today on offense, and you put yourself squarely behind the 8 ball, and they're going to face the firing line after this loss.
Well, it's never a good thing when your owner, CEO Jed York, tweets out apologizing to the fans, you know, after the loss on Thanksgiving, saying it's unacceptable. Now, when we talked to the players, they agreed, said it was unacceptable, but this was their chance for the 49ers to do something about it as Kaepernick flips the pass to Vernon Davis, a flag down, and he's right at the first down marker. There's no denying.
Illegal formation, offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
No denying the pass success of what Jim Harbaugh has done. Remember how rough things were in San Francisco before he showed up. Took a team right away to the championship, then made the quarterback decision with Kaepernick. Went to a Super Bowl back in the championship game last year, toe-to-toe with Seattle, the eventual Super Bowl champs. But the drop-off this year is significant.
It's been very significant, very surprising. You know, they talk about wanting to have a physical brand of football, coming out in games, knowing they're going to win, and then going out and doing it. It was not at all the case today. We were looking for somewhat of a statement, Chris, from this 49er team, especially their offense, about how they were going to approach the end of the season. And I'm telling you, this was a dud.
And that's the kind of day it has been for Colin Kaepernick and the 49ers. And that's the way it's looked for the Raiders. The loss put in the books here for the 49ers. Seattle winning, so we've yet to tabulate their 9th victory. The future of Jim Harbaugh, not in his mind maybe right now, but in the minds of many, up in the air after this year in San Francisco. An impressive performance from Derek Carr and the Raiders. Oakland in the Battle of the Bay with a 24-13 victory over the 49ers, their 2nd win of the season. We'll have more from the Bay Area. You're watching the NFL on Fox.
Here you see it again, though. Are they going to come or not? The Raiders like to do this. They drop into zone one more time.
And Orton across the middle again, and a great play by Woodson. Interception, Charles Woodson. And Oakland gets the ball back.
You can't say enough about this guy.
Charles Woodson, 17 years, headed to the Hall of Fame. His 4th interception of the season. Raiders ball. He's out with a hamstring last week. So the first time they have moved the chains here. With forward possession, Carr going for the big ball. He's got a man open, and the pass is right there. Tompkins near the end zone as Carr finds a man open. 50-yard strike.
Well, I just absolutely love that. We talked about Derek Carr. He has a big-time arm. He can push the ball down the field. Kenbrell Tompkins been a nice addition to this offense. They signed him after the New England Patriots released him. But look at Derek Carr throwing the ball in the pocket. He's an accurate thrower. He's got a quick release.
East Bay, final home game for the Raiders, and a chance to score for the first time. Second and goal. And Carr in the end zone. Touchdown, James Jones.
Well, the Oakland Raiders, they do a lot of bootlegs with the young quarterback. Very smart decisions by Greg Olsen to run those because they're easy decisions for the quarterback. But what a great throw by Derek Carr, high in the back of the end zone, and has to make a lot of physical tackles.
Third down, 6. Buffalo's converted just one of their last 8. And Orton and Khalil Mack again. Boy, Mack. We talked about don't necessarily pay attention to the stats. He's racking up the stats here today.
He's trying to get his vote for Rookie Defense of the Year right here. But Mack, it's just a menace. He really is. He does so many good things well. Does so many things well, I should say. But he has been all over Kyle Orton today. And a big 3 and out for this Raiders defense. Going to have good field position.
Yeah, the outfit works, but the Raiders fans aren't in a giving mood today against the Buffalo Bills.
What's up?
Carr and company take over with a lead. Latavius Murray springs free across midfield. And Murray inside the 40. 25-yard gain for Latavius Murray.
Well, I think you can see what kind of special talent Latavius Murray is. He looks the part. He is the part. And we're seeing the absence of Marcel Darius.
Watch out!
And Carr, he's got some time. Rolls, fires, got a big arm down the sideline. Holmes caught it! Andre Holmes in the Bills' territory at the 30. 51-yard hookup from Carr to Holmes.
What a play by Derek Carr. Offensive coordinator Greg Olsen, he told us Friday meetings he would love to see Derek Carr.
And we welcome all of those coming across from the Dallas-Indy game. They're revved up here in Oakland. Just a big strike to Andre Holmes. The Raiders with the lead and driving here. Oakland has had a couple of big balls in this, big strikes in this game. They had a 50-yard pass earlier, and this one goes for 51 to Andre Holmes.
Andre Holmes, a big receiver against a smaller DB and Corey Graham. Derek Carr, great job extending the play with his feet. We talked to Greg Olsen on Friday. That was the one thing he said to us. He'd love to see Derek Carr use his athleticism to his advantage a little bit more.
Still in there, Latavius Murray has done a lot of the workload today for Oakland. This is McFadden, play action, Carr, and that's Reese catch, touchdown! Olawale out of the backfield. And the Raiders add to their lead.
Well, the Raiders have been running the ball with a little success. Fake the run. Olawale sneaks out, uncovered. Preston Brown looks like he's in coverage, but he had to respect the run fake first, and then just a little late getting out in the flat in coverage.
And Orton, too tall, intercepted. Picked off, Brandon Ross. Second pick of the day for the Raiders. And the two safeties get the interceptions. Ross joins Woodson.
Well, Orton moving in the pocket, trying to throw to Chris Hogan on the deep cross route. has to throw it over some coverage, just throws it too high, and Brandon Ross, another guy in this defense who's played very well all year long.
If there's anything we've ever done that I'm particularly proud of, I would have to say that the perpetuation of the greatness of the Raiders, to take a professional football team and give it a distinct characteristic that's different from all others.
I'm going to tell you something, man. If you guys don't know how big a win that was, you'll know tomorrow. It's a hell of a win. It's a team effort. Offense, defense, special teams. Now, the effort was outstanding. Outstanding.